Okay, welcome back to Morning Live, and in studio I'm joined by Wanjiku Njonjo from the marketing manager Upfield, who are of course the manufacturers of Blue Band, and Phyllis Oboto, the head of regulatory affairs and nutrition for Africa Upfield. Why? What a title. Anyway, you're a boss, eh? Anyway, karibuni sana, good morning.
Good morning.
So we want to basically talk about the Good Breakfast campaign by Blue Band, and when you talk about breakfast being the most important meal, some people fail to understand. Why is breakfast, first of all, we start there. Why is breakfast the important meal? First of all, before now we go to the nitty-gritties of the vitamins, minerals, all those things.
When you have breakfast, just like the name suggests, breaking the fast, you have been asleep for more than 6 hours and you're starting your day. When you start your day, you need to jumpstart your metabolism. You need fuel to have energy and power to go through the day. So we say this is the most important meal of the day because it gives you the nutrients that you require to start your day.
Wow. Wanjiku, is it only for hustlers like me, or maybe it applies to everyone?
No, definitely applies to everyone. From children, from adults, like us, I think breakfast is just very important for everyone.
Okay. Now, on the marketing perspective, are you happy so far with what has actually happened on the ground?
So, so as you mentioned, we're running the Good Breakfast campaign. We've actually been running this campaign for about 3 years now. And this was born from the mission that as Blue Band, we believe that, as you mentioned, breakfast is indeed the most important meal of the day. And the government has actually been doing efforts in terms of driving awareness for the importance of breakfast. And as Blue Band, we decided, let's jump onto this mission. Let's educate children around the importance of a good breakfast. And we've actually been doing it for 3 years now.
Okay, wow, interesting. Now, Phyllis, when you talk about nutritional value, when you talk about also the importance of having this meal, you know, sub-Saharan Africa, they say we're really suffering. Like there's no knowledge of how we need to feed, how we need to the intakes and all these things. Now, looking at the brand itself, what's your motive with the Good Breakfast campaign? What's your motive, the general motive that you want to achieve here?
What we want to achieve is to drive behavior change, number one. Behavior change in the aspect that we want to encourage families, to encourage parents, to encourage the children to always have breakfast as they go to school, as they start their day, because we say if we are able to change behavior, we're able to change these patterns. Because when people understand the importance of having this breakfast, then they will make an effort in actually changing the behavior from what they do to what they can do. Most people say, I'm not able to have anything in the morning. I feel nauseated. I don't have the drive. I want first to get to where I'm going, then I can have something at 10 o'clock. But we are saying this is not correct. If you want to function optimally, you must have the most important meal of the day, which is breakfast. So this campaign is all about driving behavior change towards breakfast.
Okay. Now, when you look at even for the market and brand visibility and all those things, you know, at the end of the day, let's look at the ground. We're in Kenya here, and the socioeconomic state is not the same as for no one is actually not the same. And affordability and all those angles where someone can access a good breakfast. But as Blue Band, do you think now it's a brand that has been there for a long time? I can remember Kadogo. You remember? All those days. But I think millennials won't understand. But still, look at the socioeconomic angle. What do you think about it?
I think what we're saying with a good breakfast, it doesn't need to be expensive, right? And that's what we've actually been educating. So what we do is we're actually going to schools, we educate them around the importance of a good breakfast, and more importantly, we bring it down and tell you what's actually a good breakfast. It needs to be as simple as maybe some uji, top it up with some Blue Band and have a fruit. That's a good breakfast. It's just driving awareness around what actually constitutes a good breakfast. Driving this message in an enjoyable way for the children, because you know children have pesta power. So what we actually go is we go into the schools. We've done last year, the last time we did it, we got to around 3 million children. This year we're gunning to get to 6 million children. We go into the schools, we drive education around the good breakfast. We do it in an exciting way through comic books, and then obviously they go and educate their parents as well around the importance of a good breakfast. We track what this good breakfast looks like so that it's top of mind. And we're saying it's not expensive. There's Blue Band sachets, there's Blue Band the small tub, there's uji that's easily affordable, there's your bread, so it doesn't need to be expensive for you to access that good breakfast, and that's what we're saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Phyllis, looking at even what she's mentioned, the economic angle, whereby you know, sometimes in business they say goods of ostentation, whereby we need them, we are using them, but you don't need them. Do you think maybe we can say margarine, or is it pronounced margarine or something like that? Some people saying maga, some others some saying maja. What do you think of this angle of ostensive lifestyle, where I feel like I won't need this to survive, I'll need this to survive? Now, also kind of discussing this on a nutritional angle.
I think the first thing we need to look at is what is contained in our margarine, what is contained in Blue Band. Blue Band has your 6 good start vitamins, your A, D, E, and you also have your vitamin, the B's and the C's also in the margarine. And then we also have the unique proposition we give is your omega-3 and omega-6. We know omega-3 and 6 is important for brain development and especially for growing children. Now, if we are saying it is ostensible and it's not something we need, but we need these vitamins for growing children, and we know your omegas, the body cannot produce by themselves. You must provide for it in the diet. And we're saying by having this margarine, you're giving at least 15% of the recommended dietary allowance according to the guidelines. It's more of a necessity as opposed to saying it's something I feel like. So that's what we look at in what is in the product. Why do we say we need this? And why especially is it important for growing children?
Looking at fitness enthusiasts, you know, some people are really avoiding this. And you've mentioned all the nutrients from omega to all the vitamins. And looking at fitness enthusiasts, maybe what's your advice to them? Because some people are saying, I don't apply that, I don't use this. You know what? Sometimes when you go to the gym for 1 week, 2 weeks, you feel like, oh, you're gaining. At the same time, you don't want to go back to the fatty side. Now, looking at the fatty angle, what can you say about it?
So you need fats for energy. That's all I'll tell you, right?
Controlled. Yeah.
I think also from a nutrition perspective, everything is good and everything is bad. It's about how much.
Controlled,
portion control. And I think that is what we tend to forget. Because even if I say I need my vitamins, I'll need it from my energy giving foods, I'll need it from my proteins. Even when you say your beef is good or your chicken is good, too much of it is not good for your body. So in everything that we eat, it's about portion control. How much? Everything is good, everything is bad. It's just how much of this are you going to utilize for your body, and are you giving your body more than it requires? We say for 2 slices of your bread, you apply at least 10 grams of margarine. That's not too much.
Actually,
but if you're gonna apply 50 grams, then there's a problem there. So it's about how much.
Now, looking at even the issues of children, you know, you used to have, a long time used to have the likes of kwashiorkor, all these, some funny diseases actually that used to affect kids. Maybe you can give us just an insight of how the society is right now, because yes, we're trying to advocate of healthy lifestyles, but look at our growing children. These are people who need so much attention, nutrition, but I understand it from the marketing side. But yes, generically, a generic talk, what do you think about the current situation as far as now the kids' growth is concerned?
So I think in terms of, there's a white paper that we did before we kickstarted this campaign, and I think Phyllis would even be better placed to talk about it. But what we found that there's a lot of obviously issues around malnutrition, there's around obesity, even it's actually an issue that we're facing. And what we're just saying, given with this awareness around the Good Breakfast campaign, is that whilst we're having these issues, there is a solution. And it all starts with breakfast. That's what we're saying. And I think there's also other campaigns, and the government has been rallying around this issue. And that's why we're saying as Blue Band, what we're doing is we're actually inviting consumers to actually help us with the Good Breakfast campaign. So we've launched a pack that for every 500 grams that you buy, you actually help us feed a child a good breakfast. So it can be solved. There is solutions, and there's people working towards it, and that's what we're saying as Blue Band, we are rallying towards.
Now, at some point you've also been engaging moms and all this, so maybe you can give us more about that.
About moms?
Moms, Good Breakfast, moms, of course, they're the people who play a very crucial part here.
I think for us, the most important thing, we know mothers are the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
They're the custodians of the nutrition of the family. So how are we going to talk to them? How are we going to encourage them? How are we going to support them? We have our website called www.growgreatkids.co.ke, where we just support mothers in what they are doing. We're giving them recipe, exciting ways to prepare breakfast, exciting ways to motivate their children to have breakfast, because we also know we have those kids who are not able to eat, those kids that it takes longer for you to actually feed them. So we are supporting moms in the journey, because nobody knows best other than mom.
All right.
So our work is to support mom. We're not saying we know, but we are saying how do we support mom to be her best.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take a short break right in Morning Live. When we come back now, it will be about, yes, Wanjiku is on the lineage of brand visibility, and Phyllis on the nutritional side and all the details about what's happening. But when we come back now, we'll be talking about the details, just how they're doing it on the ground to make sure you are aware of this or at home. We're coming to you after a short break. Right, welcome back to Morning Live. And before you proceed, you know, when you have a discussion, it's good to listen. And Phyllis and Wanjiku are offering you something. So, 2 questions, and of course, you'll stand a chance to win the 500 grams of Blueband new pack. It's here. Maybe you can just see it. It's here. So, just 2 questions that they've given us, and with this, you'll be able to actually get, wow, I feel like I'm marketing here. So, you'll be able to get this. And of course, on Friday, the first 5 answers will actually win this, and I can just show you again. And question number 1 now, very simple question, 2 questions actually. Important nutrients contained in Blueband. Question number 1. Number 2, give us examples of good breakfast. I'll repeat. Question number 1, important nutrients contained in Blueband. Question number 2, give us examples of a good breakfast. Simple as that. SMS number 22999. And of course, mention your name, where you're texting from. On Friday, the first 5 answers you come for a 500 grams Blueband. Wow, for free. Interesting. Let's continue this conversation, Phyllis. When we talk about even moms, you actually mentioned it's a very powerful angle, custodians of all, just meeting all these things. But look at them, the moms themselves. You know, they also need, you know, let's not talk about breastfeeding, that's a totally different thing. But there are people who kind of now supervise the eating mentality, eating, like discipline, everything in the house. But how can you encourage them? Because at the end of the day, as a brand, moms need to be aware. The kids are not aware, actually, about the nutrients and everything. So how will you be involving moms now to the nitty-gritties of the details here?
The mothers, like I already said, they're the custodians. So we must also talk to them. We must also educate them. When we are doing this campaign in schools where we are teaching the children about the importance of a nutritious breakfast, we also have content that goes to the mother. We have a letter that talks to the mother. And initially, I had mentioned about our website, which is the Grow Great Kids website, where we give mothers ideas to boost what it is that they're already doing with their children or for their children, and just to support them in their journey of providing nutritious foods and meals for the family as a whole. So we also support mothers. Yeah, and maybe Shiko, you want to add?
So over and above that, in terms of talking to the mothers when we're engaging with their children on ground, there's obviously digital content. So we send out digital content every day. There's also a good breakfast check, as Phyllis had mentioned, where you can actually go on there. It asks you questions, actually a short survey in a very exciting way, asks you questions in terms of what have you been giving your children, and then it gives you recommendations. So you say, for example, tea, bread, I say, okay, fine, top it up with a bit of Blueband and other fruit, and you have your good breakfast for the day. There's also content in terms of USSD message. We also engage them through TV, radio. So it's a full campaign in terms of how we are supporting you as a mother and telling you. So not just telling you about the issue around breakfast, we're also giving you tools to ensure that you're able to give your children the good breakfast. And we work with you on this journey, because we say for behavior change, it takes about 21 days to change the behavior. So we're actually giving you content and supporting you through that journey for 21 days to actually ensure that you change the behavior.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Now, we live in a society, as much as we talked about the economic angle and the socio-economic angle, we live in a society of know-how. People are curious to know what's happening. Maybe from, of course, it's a marketing angle, but looking at the society, you know, we have people from Murang'a, Nyeri, Mombasa, Busia. Kenya is actually a big country. But now, traversing through these areas that indeed they need this help. The nutritional angle, whereby let's not talk about the elite, the modern sphere. Let's even talk about mashinani. How are you doing about what are you doing about this, maybe?
With a campaign where we are educating the children about the importance of a good breakfast. The interesting thing is that this year we are doing it in Western Kenya.
Okay.
So we are actually doing the program specifically in Western Kenya, where we are going to schools in that region.
Okay.
In the previous years, we've done it nationally. So it's not a program that we're saying it's for the elite or it's only for your Nairobi environs, but it's a program that we're taking it nationally. The digital element, the digital aspect of it, we are doing it everywhere, because it's a digital world, it's a global village, everybody can get access to this information. So we are not secluding it to a specific area, but we are doing it nationally. It's just that the actual physical program is currently happening in Western Kenya, where we are going to schools in Western Kenya and we are teaching children about the importance of a good breakfast and helping them change behavior.
Okay, so Western Kenya, expectations, you know, at the end of the day, you remember the Maziwa ya Nyayo, the days where milk was coming, can be chaotic. Can you maybe expect goodies from you guys, like Blue Band? What can they expect?
Okay, so so in terms of the program in Western Kenya, we're actually reaching about 2,250 schools.
Okay.
So cumulatively, directly and indirectly, we hope to reach 6 million children in total. So what we are saying is, for the people of Western Kenya, we're very excited to be going to that region. We're very excited to be engaging with the children, and children are usually so excited. You know, you remember like break time when you have people coming to bring you a message. Obviously, you get your goodies. There's always a lot of hampers, lunch boxes, because you'll engage the children, but you also leave a good impact in the schools, pencil pouches, etc. But over and above that, we're also going to do a road show. So we're also driving the message not just to the children, but also, remember, we're also talking to the moms. And the dads, I guess. So in the afternoon, so in the mornings we go to the schools, and then in the afternoon we have market storms, and we have road shows in those markets where we have goodies, obviously, in the markets. In the market storms, we drive the good awareness message. I mean, the good breakfast message. So it's a full campaign full of goodies, as you said.
Yeah, and looking at this, how are the schools responding to your request?
Excellent. I mean, the schools are excited. When we launched this program, we launched it 2 weeks back, and we did it in a school. And the feedback was amazing. The school has been in the program before. We did it at Kabete, and it's one of the schools that has benefited from this program in one of the years. So we always get positive feedback, because we work with teachers. We work with the already existing network to actually get this message out. We can't do it on our own. So we must, first of all, be accepted by the schools. And obviously, we've gotten permission from the Ministry of Education, so that we're not also disrupting the core curriculum that is happening in schools, but we are supplementing it. So we're getting very good support from the schools where we are actually taking these programs.
Yeah, maybe still, the catapult from the government, how is the government supporting you in this?
They're giving us permission to get into their schools. They're helping us look at the materials, because before we actually got the approval, we took this content that we had created to the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development. They looked at the curriculum, they looked at the content based also on the curriculum, and gave us their input and their feedback, and that is what also helped us to shape the program to what it is right now. So we are really getting good support from the government in implementation of this program.
All right. So once again, I'll repeat the question we had for you, and on Friday you can come pick your 500 grams Blue Band, and important nutrients contained in the Blue Band. You can SMS 22999, and I'll be reading 5 fast answers. Question 2 is actually give us examples of good breakfast. 22999, SMS line for free. I'll be reading the winners in a few. So when we talk about you know Blue Band, but by the time your loaf, kind of your slice is spread by Blue Band, there's some aspect of, you know, in high school where I schooled, trust me, when you had Blue Band, that was a big thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a big thing. Without Blue Band, it was kind of a bit kind
B
of
without BB is like a train and engine.
Now, the aspect of BB kwa githeri, BB kwa uji, how are we making this show? Because now, is it just about slice of bread, or maybe now it can be used even in other areas?
So obviously Blue Band is multi-purpose. As you said, be without BB is like a train without an engine.
Yeah.
So it's in your bread, it's in your githeri, it's in your gali, it's in your uji. It's literally, it's now you can use it for baking. There's so many vast ways that you can use your Blue Band, right? And what we're saying is particularly for breakfast, right? We're also not just saying it's only for your bread. We're saying there's also other things you can use your Blue Band to supplement, because remember what Phyllis said, for your omega-6, for your omega-3s and 6, your good vitamins.
Just give me the answers.
There you go.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Let's see the first
Let's
five.
see the first 5. Okay.
Yeah. So basically it supplements your breakfast.
Okay. Now, at some point you had a Blue Band that you only used to spread. Where did it go?
It's still there.
Still around.
It's still there.
So it's only for spread. It was kind of the viscosity was a bit high because now when you try cook with it, it really backfired. So it was only specifically for spreading.
It's specifically for spreading, and it's low fat. So because of that, it's only used for spreading. You cannot use it for cooking. The amount of fat in it is less than this one. This one is a medium fat spread, which that is why she's saying it's for cooking, baking, and also spreading. The other one is strictly for spreading.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think maybe just to add on to that, the reason why we developed this product is also for it's good value for your money, right? So it's significantly more affordable. So that's why it's only specifically formulated for spreading.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. One message so far, a winner from Mombasa, you're one of our winners. Thank you so much for SMSing us. And of course, on Friday, we'll see how it will get to you in Mombasa. So thank you for SMSing. Of course, expect other SMSs coming in shortly. But before we wind up, the angle of acceptance, you know, wewe ni babi, wewe ni otumia bibi. You know, this society is kind of very, very weird. How is it on the ground? Because now, you talked about the ostensive angle and everything, but still acceptance that indeed, you know, there's competition also. Now, the different angle of BB, you know, at the end of the day, it's a very strong brand as it is, but now that difference from other margarines out there.
We have omega-3 and omega-6.
Okay.
Show me a margarine in Kenya that has omega-3 and 6. And we know also, because like I said, it's important for growing children. And we know for small children especially, we have allergies.
Okay.
Nut allergies, fish allergies.
Okay.
But this is plant-based.
Okay.
So chances of allergies are really greatly reduced.
Okay.
So that gives us a cutting edge. And we are actually providing value for money, because like you said, it's cooking, baking, and spreading, and you get all these vitamins and your omega-3s and 6 essential vitamins for growing children.
All right.
Yes.
So as you're winding this up, let me just announce the winners. Awino from Mombasa, thank you so much for SMSing us. And of course, we have Hayat from Busia, thank you so much for SMSing us. And Maureen from Eldoret, winner number 3. And of course, we have Max. Thank you so much for our episode of Max here in studio. You have a Max here. Thank you so much for SMSing us. And of course, Buga from Embu. Thank you so much for actually SMSing us. And of course, on Friday, they'll all be here. We'll see how we can get them to your destination. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It seems like guys are embracing this.
Yeah,
last sentiments maybe?
Yes, actually. So I just want to just clarify something. So maybe let me just have that. So the thing is with this Blue Band, it's actually the good, it's the normal Blue Band that you know.
Okay.
It's the normal original 500-gram Blue Band that you know.
Okay.
It's not changed.
Okay.
What we're just saying is we've launched a promotional pack, right?
Okay.
To actually get consumers. So with all the good work that we're doing with a good breakfast awareness, we're going into schools, we're educating children about the importance of a good breakfast. We're educating moms about the importance of a good breakfast. So for consumers, you might be wondering, so what do I do? How do I take part? So what we're saying is, we buy Blue Band, 500 grams, same old good Blue Band, sorry. You buy it, and we will feed for every 500 gram tabbed salt. We as Blue Band will feed 1 child.
Wow. Okay.
And our target is to feed 1 million children.
Wow.
So the more people buy this particular pack of Blue Band, the more children will feed. Wow. And we're actually getting more corporates to join us on this cause, because when corporates join us, for example, corporates who are in, for example, porridge, who are in fruits, who are in whatever breakfast arena they're in, the more children we can feed, the better for everyone.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Good cause indeed. Thank you so much for coming, Phyllis and Njonjo. Thank you so much. And of course, for the gift also to our viewers. Really appreciate. I know you've given them the more Kenya.
I'm sorry.
Actually, after more Kenya, the
answers came in.
Anyway, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a short break right on Morning Live. When we come back, a different conversation continues. It's all about wasanii nchini Kenya. So stay tuned to Morning Live.